Okay, there we go. So we'll start the recording. And oh, here we've got Steve Siegelbaum
Oh,
coming
good.
here.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
now
I
that
don't
we
know.
have
I'm so
this
sorry.
many people, maybe we should get started. We're supposed to start at 9 and it's after 9 now.
Yeah,
So, all right.
yeah. And I don't
Well,
think we're gonna. I don't think we're gonna need uh, the special room here. So we can just test people. You know.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, all right. Welcome to Songs for the Planet. It's
Yeah.
good to see you all. And we may have people joining as they join, but we might as well get started now. I was going to start with a song, and then we can just go around the room, and depending on how many people we have, we can go around the room more than once. So I have a song that is from 1997, which is a long time ago, but it's still current for our situation today, and it's called A Tree. So here we go. Ooh, 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 ooh. You give us shelter, your beauty sets us free. When life is helter skelter, you provide tranquility. Who would want to cut you down? It's a tragic mystery. What are we singing about? We're singing about a tree, a tree, a tree. Ooh, 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 ooh. The rustle of your branches is soothing to the soul, but men and their machines are taking their toll. Maybe it's for profit, or maybe it's for greed. How long until we understand it's you that we need? A tree, a tree. Ooh, ooh. Do we love you best in springtime with blossoms in your hair? Or is it in the summer with tasty fruits to share? Perhaps it's when you drop your leaves, the hues beyond compare. Or during winter's snow and ice, your graceful branches bear a tree, a tree. Ooh, ooh. Thank you. So I see more people have joined. So I think since we're only a small group, that we can just go around the Zoom screen and probably more than once. So we'll go with the first one that joined in, Amanda. Jenny Amanda. Do you like to be called Jenny or Amanda or Jenny Amanda?
I'm just Jenny. I put in the Amanda because there's a Jenny Hurwitz who's a poet in Atlanta, and now there's many more on the internet. But at the time, I just felt like in order not to be confused with her, because she writes poetry and stuff, I thought, well, I might as well put in my middle name, and uh, the J is for my grandpa Julius on my dad's side, who had passed away before I was born, and then my parents decided they would give me a middle name for my grandfather Armin, who is still alive. He passed away when I was 5. I remember him very well, and yeah, I put it in there in order. Just if someone says Jenny who would think there'd be so many Jenny Hurwitzes around? But hey, any combination of name, I guess.
So
Uh,
you're Jenny. It's not Jennifer or anything. It's Jenny.
Well, my parents put Jennifer on my birth certificate, but I in 1979, I got my driver's license. Not that I really drive, but I'm hopeless. But uh, uh, I never liked the name Jennifer. My dad really named me after a cowboy song, "Jenny Kissed Me," and you know, so I thought, well, this is a nice opportunity to shorten it to Jenny. And you're allowed back then to do it by usage. So anyway, I'm sorry. That's way too
Oh,
long
that's
an
interesting. No,
answer.
I'm interested. I'm interested in that.
It's but
My my daughter is Johanna, but since birth we have called her Jenny, and she calls
uh,
herself Jenny. And I looked in the name book, when you're naming your baby, and I saw Johanna. The diminutive for Johanna was Jenny, and I thought that's
oh
good. She can either be known as Johanna or Jenny, and she's stuck with Jenny. So yeah, that's why I
yeah,
was asking
yeah.
about you. Yeah. Anyway, welcome and
Thank you.
Not the
do a
vision
song.
of
Let's
not
getting off the subject here.
not Bob Dylan's visions of Johanna.
Well, there you go.
Ah, yeah, I love the name Johanna. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
nice name. Just want to say, Louise, that was a lovely song. The part where
Yeah,
you're
that
just
was.
repeating tree, when you're just repeating that, an image came to me just of no specific kind of tree, a leafy one for sure, just gently swaying in a light breeze.
Oh, thank you. I've been told many times that my songs have or people have imagery when they listen to my songs, and I just want to say before, since we have so much time here, just I want to say about the third verse. I love the third verse. I think of it as a poetry. Do we love you best in springtime with blossoms in your hair? Or
Yep.
is it in the summer with tasty fruits to share? Perhaps it's when you drop your leaves, the hues beyond compare, or during winter's snow and ice, your graceful branches bare. I think of that as like a poem in a way.
Yeah, yeah. Do you know the song? When I was a kid, we learned a song. I think that I will never
I never
see.
see a poem lovely
Yeah,
as a tree.
your
Yes,
song,
yes.
just the it's the simplicity of your song in terms of like the spareness of the piano, but so aching. It's so pretty and
This,
just
thank
to
you.
think for a minute of a tree. It's so beautiful. Your
This
song
is
is
the
really
first time
beautiful.
I've played it on piano. I usually do it
Oh,
faster and I play it on guitar, but I'm sitting in front of a piano, so I thought, well, I'll just play the chords. So this is the very, very, very first time in my life that I've played it on piano. So thank you.
it's really pretty
Oh,
on piano.
it
Yeah, it's like
Thank you. Thank you. All
uh
right, Jenny, take
okay,
it away.
so I once a year I remind them and I get invited to play a song at one of the community gardens in the East Village in New York City. They have a procession. It's called Ecological City, and they people dress up in costumes and they go from garden to garden and have ceremonies. I always get in a little bit of trouble because I never get my song into whatever this woman who kind of runs the whole thing. The time frame. This year she wanted a 3 minute song, and I went to a little over, and it was raining. It was on the steps of a school, and people were noisy. And it didn't, the performance wasn't very good. But this is the song I get to play it like a little calm down, not out in the rain.
Oh, good.
So, I mean, we were covered from the rain, but it just was one of those performances where you go like, oh, that didn't go well. But each year what I do is I task myself with writing them a new song about the
Wow.
theme, and I'm not sure how much she's aware of that, but anyway, it's this is I went I grew up in this building development called Stuyvesant Town that I learned many years later was mostly World War II vets, which my dad was, were put there, but it was de facto segregated. My mother, who was a lawyer, she was part of the committee to integrate. We never got a bigger apartment there, so my parents, we ended up moving uptown when I was 10 to the Upper West Side. But I talk a little about the neighborhood and stuff, and it now, what used to be just lumped in with the Lower East Side and then became known as the East Village, because there are a lot more Latina people there now. They call it the Loisaida, just to make it into kind of a Spanishy word. It even says it on Avenue C's street signs there. So it's had many names as the different ethnic groups have been larger, smaller. When I was growing up, the development, there's certain men, it was like, I'm not sure of the ethnic breakdown, but it had no black families, and that was the reason for the committee to integrate. But the neighborhood was largely Puerto Rican. There was Jewish people, because the Lower East Side always had Jewish people and a lot of other people. Anyway. Oh, green roof, you're not just a space. Oh, I forgot the one last thing that's important is they said, oh, the theme is for this location, that they have a green roof that helps the ecology. And so I said, oh, I'll write a song for their green roof. Not that I'm as knowledgeable as I should be about it. Sorry, here we go. Oh, green roof, you're not just a space. You save water in the ecosystem in the 6 and B Earth School place. Under blue skies with yellow sun and raindrops, or snowy blizzard fun, the water you catch knows how to run, and the children can dance and sing and know they belong in the East Village, Loiside, our favorite place to skip and throw. They belong with all children of this earth to thrive and grow. I went to PS 61 on 12th and B back in the late 1950s. Double Dutch, jumped that rope, called out the rhymes of the times. George Washington never told a lie, so he ran around the corner, my cue to leap out, round an end rope turner, and jump back perfectly timed, so the twine did not tangle the reins of my saddle shoes to sing the line so sly. And he stole a cherry pie, that wiggy 25-cent president with wooden teeth quarter guy, until the recess bell rang to fall in line and stumble back to the cool, dark inside. We belong to the Lower East Side, East Village of our eventual punk band dreams. If you please, Louise, you thrash CBGBs. My band played Nightingales and Red Velvet Odessa's 2 a.m. pierogies. Mrs. Muller sprinkled Spanish into our second grade lessons, so the new kids from Puerto Rico would be in the know till they added English to their penny candy we bought on the corner, pink and blue sugar dots on a piece of wax paper roll. In the bathroom I smiled at the sweet girl, though we could not figure out how to say hello. What games do you know? Decades later, people squatted abandoned buildings and in their communities turned trashed and deserted lots into community gardens, flowers and trees. Saved themselves with some help from angels like the divine Miss M. If you please, I hear the recess bell and the thwap of the jump rope call to my now braced knees. school green roof, catching the water, and it is proof she is doing her job so well that no water gets wasted as it fills our cups and deliciously gets tasted, flies down from the skies for us to swim and splash and wash up in the sink. Pretty cool, don't you think? Come, my friend, let's share a drink. We belong to the East Village Lois Cider, our favorite place to mount a show, like animals and plants of this globe deserve to thrive and grow. All the children of the earth, all the children of our earth need water, food, and peace from the moment of their birth, to let love rule and bad things cease from the moment of their birth, to let love rule and bad things cease. And one thing I wanted to mention was, when I mentioned the Divine Miss M, about some, I don't know if it's 20 years ago now or more, 30 years, Bette Midler decided to give back by, when a bunch of community gardens were threatened, she went ahead and took her money and bought some of those lots and just called it a foundation. You see some kind of foundation on the placard, and just did that quietly, no fanfare. And I just think that's really admirable, you know.
That was a beautiful, beautiful song, and it brought me back to my childhood with the candy dots and the jump rope, the double Dutch jump rope. That was just, I love it. I think it's one of your finest. I enjoy all of your songs.
Thank
That's
you
just
so much.
Gorgeous.
We two-footed double jump. Now it's like a competitive sport, and the girls go real fast with their feet back and forth, and we did like this. You know, we didn't do back and forth on the feet. So it's interesting how it's evolved, you know.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that blast from the past and linking it with the environment. So wonderful. All right. Next on my screen, I'm going to call on Paul Steele. Do you have anything to share today?
I've got kind of new hearing aids, so I'm hearing everything in different places. So, yes, it was. Anyway, we'll see. Yeah, let's see what happens. Many's the time I've heard the bells chime, bringing people to pray on a sunny Sunday. Blessed the meek, for the peace that they seek over and over again. Over again, over again. Say it, pray it over again. Over again, over again, peace will come. From way out in space, the earth is our place, a pinpoint of light, where the dwellers still fight. Survivors shake hands and then make weapons and plans to do battle all over again. Over again, over again. Say it, pray it over again. Over again, over again. Peace must come. Is it really so hard to lower the guard and admit to the greed of more than we need? The words on the wall are familiar to all. I've been reading them over again. Over again, over again. Say it, pray it over again. Over again, over again. Peace must come.
So beautiful. I love the guitar playing too. That just it enhances the beauty and the peacefulness of the song to have the guitar interludes there. That's just lovely. Thank you.
It's a Paul Metzer song, by the way. I didn't write it.
Oh, it's beautiful, beautiful rendition. Who wrote the poem?
Paul Metzer.
Oh,
So he's most famous over here because he wrote a song called "Farewell to the Gold" that was on an album called Penguin Eggs that every folkie had, you know. So that's his claim to fame. I'll do another one of his songs, which is interesting because he never released it, and I did it at Sharps, and it caused a bit of controversy because they said, you said Paul Metzer wrote a song, we can find no record of it. I said, no, nor can I. But he sent me the song, so he definitely wrote it.
thank you so much for sharing that. It was beautiful. All right, next on my screen, Ruby, what do you have for us today? You're muted.
Okay, I'm on my phone, so they're not easy to unmute, mute, whatever. I have to get into the other room to get what I want to share. So I
Take
think you
time.
should move on to the next person
Oh, okay.
or two. Thank
All
you.
right, we'll come
Now I
back
got
to
to
you.
mute myself again.
Okay, we'll come back to you. And next on my screen, I'm not sure I can see who that is. There's no, I'm on my phone too. It looks like Diana. Diana, you're next.
Yeah, right next to my name, it says I have no songs to share, but I'm here to listen. Thank you, though.
Oh, okay, you're welcome. You're welcome here. Okay, Steve, you're next.
First step is to unmute. Well, you mentioned an oldie. This song, well, the subject of this song is older than any other song that will be sung. I'm quite sure of that. About 20 years ago, my wife Bobby was for I guess it was two summers. She did some art classes down in New Mexico in Georgia O'Keeffe country. In fact, right about where Georgia O'Keeffe lived, Abiquiu. And I went with her one of those sessions, and not being handy even in the slightest with a brush and paint, didn't leave me a hell of a lot to do, and I spent the time wandering around the desert country. And one evening I looked up in the brilliant sky because there was almost no light pollution and bright stars, and for whatever reason, the thought hit me that millions, tens, hundreds of millions of years ago, the dinosaurs who were here saw the same thing I was seeing. And this being dinosaur country, there's even a dinosaur museum down there in Abiquiu, New Mexico. Sort of put those thoughts together. It took an awfully long time for me to realize that there was a song there. So just a couple of years ago, this song came out. It's called "What Did the Dinosaur See?" And at first, I thought of it as just as a children's song. But as you'll see in one of the verses, it doesn't work real well as a children's song. Like this. What did the dinosaur see? What did the dinosaur see? Stars in the skies with his own eyes, just like you and me. That's what the dinosaur saw. See? What did the dinosaur see? What did the dinosaur see? Stars in the sky with his own eyes, just like you and me. That's what the dinosaur saw. See? Now what did the pterodactyl touch? What did the pterodactyl touch? The flying pterodactyl, not being very tactile, didn't touch very much. What did the dinosaur see? What did the dinosaur see? Stars in the skies with his own eyes, just like you and me. That's what the dinosaur saw. See? Who did T-Rex vex? Who did T-Rex vex? He vexed T-Regina by ignoring her vagina. See, T-Rex didn't like sex. What did the dinosaur see? What did the dinosaur see? He stars in the skies with his own eyes, just like you and me. That's what the dinosaur saw. See? What of Stegosaurus? Lived millions of years before us, with a sound so distinct, if she wasn't extinct, she could sing with the PMN chorus. And what did the dinosaur see? What did the dinosaur see? Stars in the skies with his own eyes, just like you and me. That's what the dinosaur saw. See?
Very good. That was a good one. Thank you. That was very enjoyable.
Yeah, fun.
And it's good for all children of our age. I'm not so sure about the children of children's age, but yeah, that was good. That was for the child in all of us. Thank you. Next, we have Ruby.
Can I give you a kiss?
I'll come over.
You want us to come back to you? All right, we'll come back to Ruby. Is there anyone here that wants to share a song that hasn't yet shared a song before we go around for round two?
Is Lucas going to play?
Lucas, do you want to share anything? You're muted.
Mute. Okay. Well, maybe I can.
Oh,
Just a second. Let me because I'm not a musician, but I do video stuff. So let me just share my my screen here, and let me just go and see if I can find something here.
that's
Uh,
environmental.
yes, it is. It is. Let me just see here. So downloads, I'm looking for Dropbox. Okay. So there's a couple of these songs here. Let's see. Um, oh yeah, so I've got Listen to the River, which is let's do that. I've got a couple of environmental ones. So let me just do this one here. On time, heading for Queen Charlotte's Strait, you'll run down the coast inside. He's leaving the floats behind him, with the river nets piled up high. His gilded drum is empty, his fish holes all dry. There was just one open fishing bay set outside Finn Bay. Then the fisheries office closed it down with nothing more to say. The strait is getting choppy now, the wind's picking up some rain, and he's come to think chances are to be back again. Listen to the river, listen to the heartbeat. Coastlines changing in the summer's heat. Salmon runs dwindling, seas rising north and south. Listen to the river, the time runs out. First came up in '73, in the biggest run they've seen. Been coming back for 22 more, some of those years were little. His life was tied to the sockeye run when the opening first was called. Then he helped restore salmon stream, so we come back in the fall. Listen to the river, listen to the heartbeat. Coastlines changing in the summer's heat. Salmon runs floating, seas rising north and south. Listen to the river, all the time runs out. Saw them on the watersheds, but all that they could tell. He's watched the ice field shrinking, like float down to the lake. Now the inlet's moving, like the earth he walks upon, and he's working for a change to come, so there's something to ask. Listen to the river, listen to the heartbeat, coastlines changing in the summer's heat. Salmon runs dwindling, seas rising north and south. Listen to the river, all the time runs out.
Listen to the river, for the time runs on.
Yeah, so that was a song that was done by Sean Griffin, and basically it's called "Listen to the River," and it shows the in environmental degradation that we've suffered here on the west coast of Canada due to overfishing and climate change and so forth. So we used to have these huge salmon runs and a huge fishery, and that's dwindling basically, so that's what it's about. And it sort of tells the story of a fisherman that used to 20 years ago used to used to fish, and now he's gone into environmental stuff, and is with a specific emphasis on saving rivers, which is where the salmon come from, and where in environmental degradation and human encroachment have affected the amount of salmon that are getting into our oceans and basically
Yeah.
yeah, so a lovely song. So I made a music video, and he gave me a whole bunch of shots of guys he used to work with, and I was thinking, okay, how can I show this? And so I did a lot of the shots. I changed them to black and white, sort of make them look old, and enhance them so that make them look sort of ancient and old. And this is how things used to be, and and then and I kept with the black and white for a lot of the sort of like the sad themes of, okay, we're working as humans to fix these things, but then I flip into color to show how it should be.
That's what that was very powerful. My question
Yeah.
is the group of environmentalists that was in the film, did their work help? Has their work helped to restore things coming back?
Well, the thing is, we do have fish hatcheries and things like that. So things are, they're at a certain level, but we're concerned about there's concern over the salmon run, and we've got a particularly important river here in the west coast of Canada called the Fraser, which is huge. It goes you know, way back into the backwoods of the province, and it's responsible for like millions and millions of salmon, that are that go out into the world. And the salmon, once they go out, it's like they tend to go north, and they go around Alaska and down to all the way over to Japan, and then they come back, and they're so like they feed the world. It's not like, you know, it's not just like the West Coast. And sometimes when they do salmon counts, the salmon numbers have been really low. But then sometimes they come back. But it's one of those things that's very much in question. There was also it was briefly mentioned in the song River's Inlet, which is an inlet up the coast where the fjord that goes way hundreds, about 100 miles or so, into the coast. Like we've got a lot of big fjords actually, just it's our geography here. But this is a particularly big one, and it's got all these rivers, and they go in, and it used to be a real important fishing ground because all the rivers fed this inlet with salmon. There were like millions and millions and millions of them and now that river's inlet is kaput, so and it's kind of out in the middle of well, I wouldn't say it's completely kaput. There's still fishing happening there, but just like the song said, that the fisheries, they'll come out and they'll look at the fish count, and they'll say, no boys, we're shutting it down, like, okay, you had a day, that's it for the year. and and all these fishermen that have gone all the way up the coast, they basically come back with empty holds, so when that happens. So yeah, it is a problem. Yeah. So it's
You
and
you did the videos,
I did,
Lucas?
yeah, I did the video. Yeah, I
Yeah,
That
did
was
it's
a
shoot the music.
very, very,
Yeah.
wonderful.
Oh,
very
thank you.
powerful video.
Wonderful. But I don't know if anybody else experienced the my audio was very jumpy. I wasn't getting all the lyrics to the
Same
Oh,
songs.
here. Some of the words at the beginning and the end of each sentence
oh
or
shoot.
phrase
Yeah.
were lost, and I didn't understand.
Oh,
I
I'm
couldn't get
sorry.
the gist of some of the sentences there. But
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
photography and video was
yeah, I think
fabulous.
I think what I'm going to have to do is from now on I'm going to have to take my computer upstairs and plug it straight into the router because the Wi-Fi for a while it was good enough, but
It's a little spotty. It's a little
yeah,
spotty now.
yeah, yeah. So I guess we were having trouble with it yesterday as well. So I don't know what's going on
But
exactly.
that was very powerful. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
the
It's
videos were
right
good.
on, right
I,
in the theme of songs for the planet. That
Yeah.
works very,
right.
Well, I've
very
got
well.
I've got a couple more. So if we
So
run
if we
short of
go
things
around
to
to
look at,
round two and
yeah.
round three, we'll see. We'll
And
see. Yeah.
I'll just duck out for a bit. My sometimes things get rough here when my wife turns on the microwave, so maybe
Oh,
that's maybe that's the problem.
so
And I'm just looking at the time right now. She
yeah.
might be up. I don't know. So
Well, thank
but
There,
you. Thank you. Hopefully we'll get around to a round two and get another film. So we
yeah,
have a new person that just joined.
I'll just
Anita and
disappear for a
John,
bit.
it says. So
Oh,
we've
it's
all,
just John.
just John.
just
Just
We've
John.
John.
all, we've,
Anita's still someplace else.
well, we're not yet on round two. We're still on round one. So you're just in time to share something if you would like to.
Oh, that's great. I guess Lucas left, but I did miss the video there. Getting He's up way earlier than I am, but is he going to drop something in the chat, like a link to it?
A
Does he
link
have it
to
on
his
YouTube?
video. When he comes back in, we can ask him to do
Okay,
that. Yep.
okay, that would be great. Yeah. So this is it like no waiting? I'm doing it right now.
If you, yeah, well, if you could do it right now, that would be great. Otherwise, we can come back to you.
Okay, come back to me. Just give me a second to.
All right. Ruby, are you ready to share? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Got it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh my God. All right. Well, this is a poem because mostly what I write is poetry. And I was looking, I have another one that I wanted to read, and I'm thinking about putting it to music because I've started doing that with poetry. And this one is from 2012, when the seasons they hadn't just started changing, but it was noticeable that year, um, April's April's weather was like late May, so things were really out of order. And a point that I put out here that things have changed altogether. Um, when well, you'll see, but um, there used to be an orderly progression of um, you'll see. But everything all comes at once now. All the trees go into bloom at one time. The flowers are up, the trees are up, and then like 3 weeks later, everything's gone. And that used to not be. It used to be one kind of flower, the next tree doing this, the next, and it was noticeably changed then. So April showers, 2012. Puddles from last night's I'm having trouble seeing. Puddles from last night's downpour. I'm gonna have to. I'm sorry. Have to put a light on this. All right. Puddles from last night's downpour shimmer from a strong wind across, then ripple a few raindrops shaken out of thinning clouds. Late May green fills April's space. May flowers already gone, incubated by displaced summer heat that coaxed them out early from their winter beds and confused tree buds into coming out of hiding, then whacked them. Spring used to be orderly, leisurely, and long. Each tree flower and bulb bloomed in its turn. Urged by warming seas, they all come out together. They all come out together now, splash blazing color all over our eyes for a week, then fade. And this year's display was earlier yet, sharper by its strength, by its strangeness and heat, kicked by Earth's urgency. Today is green, puddle surfaces shimmer, and strong winds are tender with April's May. So that's the one I found.
That was extraordinary. We are all subtly noticing what you've put into words. We are all noticing that in our yards, that the things are coming out in a weird kind of way. My lilac last year, in addition to blooming at its proper time, it also bloomed in October, and I've never had a lilac in my whole life
Oh my God.
that would bloom twice like that, and that is frightening. So it's a very perceptive poem that that we all need to pay attention to, because it it's significant. The things that you're noticing in your poem are
Thank you.
significant.
Thank
That
you.
was
Yeah, it
really,
was so
yes.
noticeable that year, and then it fades, when it's happened year after year.
We're
It
all
it, it
noticing
kind of
that's,
fades from one's mind.
yes, yes. We're noticing that, but we don't notice it in such a way
Ah,
that you put in words, and that makes it even more powerful and even more urgent. The fact that you've chronicled it in a
thank you.
poem like
Thank
that.
you.
That was
I
very
am I
meaningful.
am thinking about setting it to music. It'll have to be a lot of revision of the poem to
Yes,
make
it
it
has
to
a
make it
possibility to
music.
do
But
that
yeah,
too. Yes,
you think it
yes.
might
That
work
was,
as a song
it
with
it might
revision. I'll have to.
it might work as a song. It very well might work as a song. Certainly works as a poem. So yeah, try it. Try it.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. All right. So John, are you ready?
Yeah, sure. Okay, just give me a second here. Didn't get any. Okay. All right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that was great. Lovely poem, Ruby. I really enjoyed that. I think that when you're talking about the sort of the normal life and how it's getting upset, it's really important to talk about the things that people experience it through, rather, and like that was a real poem that gave a lot of weight to the experience and how things are changing, which I appreciate here. If I'm looking around occasionally, don't worry. There's might be mosquitoes in my room here, so I have to slap the odd bug. Maybe I don't know. Like God, but certainly we're feeling that where I am. I'm in Sudbury, Ontario, and we're kind of. It's very nice up here right now. Finally, we're getting some sunshine and everything like that, so that's great. But it does feel like spring is coming at very different times, and you're getting very strange weather around that. So the song that I wanted to share today was one that I wrote last year, basically, probably around this time. Maybe I can't remember actually when I started writing it, and it was inspired by women from First Nations who are very active in being water keepers, being caring about the whoops, there goes a mosquito, caring about the land that we live on and trying to take care of it. Particularly Alan Isabansuan, who's a native filmmaker and has done a lot of movies, a lot of music as well. She does some beautiful music as well. Batasamok, who's a woman who has written a lot of poetry, and so it's kind of inspired by some of those Native women, and it's named after her. So I'll just go ahead with it. Can people hear okay?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes? Okay, good. Guitar's coming through pretty good. Is that okay? Can't see my...
Sounds good.
Okay, great. Thanks. One, two, three, four. Listen to the language of the land. Listen to the lake and the tree. Waters flowing full of life. Softwoods making breath out of light. Even a wounded world feeds us. Even a wounded world heals us, giving us moments of wonder, giving us moments of laughter. Speak the language of the earth, a language of respect and care. Weaving baskets from the sweetgrass strand, leaving only footprints on the land. Even a wounded world feeds us. Even a wounded world heals us, giving us moments of wonder, giving us moments of laughter. Watch the living creatures of the world, animals of the land, the water, birds that sing in the air above, plants abundant with nature's love. Learn from the grandmothers, aunties, and elders. They know the way to be gracious each day. Even a wounded world feeds us. Even this wounded world heals us, giving us moments of wonder, giving us moments of laughter.
Oh, that was gorgeous. And what a message. Even the wounded world heals us, and a cry for earth to be healed while there's still time. That was just gorgeous, and a lovely guitar part. I was grooving to the music, so that was beautiful.
Thank you, thank you,
Interesting.
thank you. Yeah, I will say that a couple of lines come out of certainly the weaving grass, sweet grass comes out of a book by Kimmerer, Robin Wall
Yes,
Kimmerer,
yes.
The Mind. So like that's another inspiration for that song.
And what was the line from that you took from that?
Uh, Weaving sweet grass. Like she
Oh,
has a
was it?
book called
Yes.
Weaving Sweet Grass.
And that was I missed that. That was one of the lines in your song, "Weaving
Yeah.
Sweetgrass." Yes, yes,
Yes.
that's beautiful, beautiful. Oh, I should mention, Lucas. John had missed the film and was wondering if there was a link to that film that you could put in the chat. Uh,
Oops.
you know,
I muted myself among other people. Yeah, I'll see what I can do. You see, I'm recording this at the same time, so I don't want to mess up my screen too much. But I'll see if there's something I can do to without touching anything. Maybe wait till the end
wait
and
till
then
the end, and after we
wait till
stop
the end.
recording,
Yeah,
and then we'll put it in the
yeah,
chat. Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah.
All right. So let's see. I think we've all gone around once. And we have plenty of time, so if everyone's on board, we can do a second song. I just noticed that I have one that is kind of environmental. I would say that is a recent one. I could do a lot of ones that I've written in the 90s, but this is one from 2025 called "Stay Alive," and it was written
Yeah.
in response to the California wildfires, which are environmentally driven. So I'll give it a try. Again, I usually do this on the guitar, but I can play the chords on the piano. California wildfires. Let me start again. California wildfires, day number 5. Asked by the governor, Mexicans arrive. One was questioned on the runway by Telemundo. This was his reply. I'm glad to be here to help my brothers and my sisters to stay alive, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive and thrive. Stay alive, stay alive, stay alive and thrive. A man with a wife and daughter, burnt out and living in fear, went to find donations and became a volunteer. Stay alive, stay alive, stay alive and thrive. Stay alive, stay alive, stay alive and thrive. That's it.
Louise, my brother and sister-in-law live in Pasadena, just down down the mountainside there from Altadena, where those fires were exceptionally devastating. Um, uh, Fortunately, their building was not touched by fire, but they had to evacuate and spent about 4 or 5 days with friends up in Santa Barbara, up the coast, because of the smoke was not healthy enough to breathe for those days. So we were paying a lot of attention to what was to that manifestation of climate catastrophe.
I just was kind of reading the chat, but I'm on my phone, so I can't kind of do the two things at once. But I think I saw a comment come in that did express what I was trying to say, which was the irony of the Mexicans wanting to come in and help, all the while that we weren't treating them very nicely by trying to deport them and get rid of them and get
Yeah,
them to go back to the and yet despite that they wanted to come. They came on their own. They brought food, so much food on the runway. It showed the boxes and boxes, heavy containers of food that they were bringing off the plane for donations, in addition to all these elite trained firefighters in
yeah.
their uniforms. And so then the reporter asked, uh, why are you here? And he said, I'm glad to be here to help my brothers and my sisters.
Yeah.
And that was the trigger for the song. I
It's
call it Stay Alive.
quintessentially human.
Pardon?
It's quintessentially human
To
what they
want
were
to help.
doing. Yeah,
Yes, to want to help. And that, it just, so that's where the song came from. Yep. Thank you. All
nice.
right. Thank you. So we're going to go for round two. I just started round two, and that means Jenny, you're up next.
Okay, give me 1 second. Just want to. Okay.
Just a minute here. I just see someone new has just
Oh,
joined.
okay.
Would you be okay if they went before
Sure,
you?
absolutely, of course.
Okay. So I see Elise. Are you here to share?
No, I'm just
You're just here to listen. That's fine. Okay. Then Jenny, go ahead.
Okay. This song, I just wanted to get something here to stay put there. I wrote again for one of those climate spring walks through the East Village Gardens in New York, and I haven't played it in a while because I wrote it for 2024. Let me just get my computer to not. It's about to want to fall down. I need something to prop it up. Here we go. A nice SpongeBob blanket. There we go. Thank you, SpongeBob. And let me just press this. And I wanted to. There. Okay. And so I'll stumble around a bit. So just forgive me for stumbling around. Okay, and this is called Humans Are a Species Climate Drawdown, because they said their theme that year was Climate Drawdown, and I was like, what's that? And so they tried to explain it to me. I tried to understand. So I'll do my best with it, though I'll be very rusty on it. Okay. Humans are a species, one of the only species who fight and kill our own, and not even for a snack. We are so crazy, not even lazy, go way, way out of our way to give each other a whack. Not even a hug, a smile to hang for a while. Why can't we get along? Save the planet spinning on and on and on, like a favorite song. We're not being groovy, let's change the script, the movie, or we'll go extinction bound, spiraling round and wound down. Time for a hoedown, not a showdown. Time for human family and a climate drawdown. How about a hug, a smile to hang for a while. Why can't we get along? Say the planet's spinning on and on and on, like a favorite song. A climate drawdown, you say, what does that mean? It's the moment where the dancer hangs in the air near the ceiling, or a basketball player like you pressed some cosmic pause button on a universe-wide remote. See them float, then hit play, and they head back down toward the ground to Mother Earth, and her thump, thump, thump heartbeat sound. Humans were one species, 99.9% of whoever you're rubbing shoulders with on the number 7. Too smart to be so dumb as to need to fear each other. The subway rats are baffled that we would rather not even hug, smile to hang for a while. Why can't we get along? Sing the mosquito Martians into our earphones like a favorite song. A climate drawdown, you say, what does that mean? That heady free-flying moment, suspended in time and space, where we are multicolor. Soul dance can be found, that turning point we anoint, a leaderful harmonious embrace of every plant and species take their place. When we manifest the change to be through time, and the land will resound, the human and climate drawdown. Why can't we get along? Sing the fleas on your socks, they're never wrong, like a favorite song. A climate drawdown, you say, what does that mean? It's the moment where the dancer hangs in the air near the ceiling, or a basketball player like you pressed some cosmic pause button on a universe-wide remote. See them float, then hit play, and they head back down toward the ground to Mother Earth, and her thump, thump, thump heartbeat sound. Something like that. I have to practice it up again.
That's beautiful. That's another wonderful cry to save
Thanks.
Mother Earth. When done with music, I think it's even more compelling than if we were to read some dry paper on why we should save the Earth. I think when it's done musically or poetically, it's much more effective and compelling, at least for me. So thank you for sharing that. It was wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you
All
for
right.
putting up with my stumbling.
It was wonderful. It was wonderful. Next on our round 2, I believe, Paul, are you ready with something to share?
Okay, so the biggest of the planet is the military. And it seems to be the first instinct of all our political leaders. And that'll
Is
always be the case.
something your sound is like dropping. I don't know, I'm not sure what the problem is. But I missed your first sentence or the first
And
couple of
and
words of your
and your
sentence.
image is breaking up, at least on my
And the
end.
image is also breaking up, so
We've
it
got
might be
I lost a signal earlier. We've got poor internet here. Just give up.
Do you want us to come back to you and maybe the internet will be
No,
better? Or
I've got a thing for half an hour trying to get it going again, so it won't get anything. It's out of the building here, yeah. So it's like beyond one. So
Sometimes I know if people turn off the video, the sound might get better. That's one trick sometimes has
Yes.
worked.
If you want to try turning off your video and see if the sound improves.
I think in the house. I think it's our, should we say, internet provider. Yeah, I've got a signal. Yeah, I'll quit.
All right, we'll come back to you and hope that the signal improves. Thank you. Next in our rotation here, Steve, were you next, or I think maybe?
Yeah, after
Do you
Paul, I
have
think. Yeah, yeah.
Do you have something to share?
Sure. Um, let's see. This song is about 8 years old or so. I guess kind of a revolutionary song about climate crisis and saving the planet. Called "If a Song." If a song could be freedom and a seed, a mighty oak, if a dream is more than magic, we could sing our song of hope. We could sing our song of hope. Waves are ravishing the shoreline. Darkness dances at the dawn. Trees stand barren in the springtime. Babes reluctant to be born. But if a song could be freedom and a seed, a mighty oak, if a dream is more than magic, we could sing our song of hope. We could sing our song of hope. Through the membrane mind of memory, lessons learned are often lost, clutching blindly for reminders and hoping not to pay the cost. But if a song could be freedom and a seed, a mighty oak. If a dream is more than magic, we could sing our song of hope. We could sing our song of hope. Winter winds will shake the branches when the snowstorms come to call. If the trunk is rotted hollow, time for that old tree to fall. And if a song could be freedom, and a seed, a mighty oak, if a dream is more than magic, we could sing our song of hope. We could sing our song of hope. Forest fires raging, raging, and their course we do not know. In the fertile fields of ashes, seeds of freedom we will sow. And if a song could be freedom, and a seed, a mighty oak, if a dream is more than magic, we could sing our song of hope. We could sing our song of hope. We could sing our song of hope.
That's terrific. And a catchy tune, too. Really, really good words. Words to live by. That's really wonderful. Thank you. We have such good, I was just thinking as we were all doing this, that it would be great to take this recording and make a environmental album out of it. Maybe with Lucas, you could do a video behind it, you know? It would be a great Save the Earth album, I think. Anyway, so Lucas, do you want to share another environmental thing with? Oh, you're muted again.
I always forget to unmute. Sure, let's do it. Let's see. I'll see what else I can find. Let's share. Okay. Dropbox. I got another one here. Let's see. Okay, we've got Nahanni River. We got Listen to the River. Let's see. Berries. Just a second. I'll just check here. There's Promised Land. So just a second. Arrest, Collision. Sold World. I think this one here. Yes. Okay, here we go.
Then the rain came, softly hued, roll river free, in watercolors of gray and blue, roll to the sea, feeling fateful and strangely light, roll river free, hollow boned like a bird in flight, roll to the sea. O river of rain, make me whole again, roll cleanse my soul of pain. Roll to the sea. From trickle and bounce to a mighty roar. Roll, river free. With snowy melt from the high peaks soar. Roll to the sea. Through rapids wild and canyon deep. Roll, river free. Past rocky swirls where the salmon leap. Roll to the sea. Then flow on down to the delta wide. Roll, river free. In careless embrace with the rolling tide. Roll to the sea. When at last the day is done, roll, river free, and stillness settles with the evening sun. Roll to the sea. Then scatter these ashes on land and sea. Roll, river free, to play their part in life yet to be. Roll to the sea, so that where I rest, wherever I roam, roll, river free. I'll have one foot in my homeland, the other in my home. Roll to the sea.
Wow. That was so good.
Oh, thank
That
you.
was so good.
That,
It's wonderful to have like an immersive experience when you're listening to an
yeah,
environmental song and to see the beautiful beauty of nature. It just makes it so exciting that you want to have all your environmental songs to have a movie behind them.
yeah.
You're gonna get us spoiled. We're gonna want all our environmental songs to have pictures to go with
Yeah.
them. That was fabulous. That was
Yeah, and that was
fabulous.
done by a friend of mine, Barry Truder. And so records a lot of music and writes a lot of music. I really love his songs.
And
So
you put in all the picture, you put in all
I
the
did all the
video.
pictures. Yeah,
That's wonderful. You know,
yeah.
I was just looking
Nice.
at the time. We're at 10:23. So I
Yeah.
think we have time enough for Ruby to do a poem and for John to do a song and still end on time and have gone around the circle twice. So that would be wonderful. So Ruby, are you ready to
Uh,
share a poem?
yes, I am. It's, I have other sort of environmental poems, but this one I just ran into, and it's how humans, human power grabs, and human corporations and human armies ally themselves with climate change. Because once you destroy something, it may not come back. So this one is called Lilacs. Um, and is this the one? Yeah. So, okay. And it's in a Palestinian village. I think I would have to put that in. Okay. Lilacs. Lilac roots can extend 35 feet. They are oleaceae, The olive family, olive tree roots can extend 150 feet and 15 centuries. The roots are upended now, clawing the sky for sustenance. Lilac Sunday brings families to picnic. In the village of the olive trees, sustenance of centuries of families, there is nothing to eat. The lilac's perfume is deep or light or spicy. In this village, there is only the echo of the olive harvest scent, fragrance of lemon tree, and apricot orchards long gone. Lilac petals are pink, blue, purple, lilac, orchid violet, olive leaves that fluttered green and silver that fluttered green and silver faces lie in the bulldozer's dust and gravel.
Wow. That was, as a comment here, it does connect us to how war destroys the environment. It's an ultimate destroyer of our planet. Thank you for sharing that. In the interest of time, I want to get to John before we hit the 10:30 mark. Thank you. All right, John, do you have something to take us home, as they say?
Wow, that was amazing, Ruby. I didn't realize that they were lilacs and olives were connected, and we love our lilac trees up here, and they're just coming into bloom now. So we're a little bit late this year. Excuse me. So this song was done a few years ago, just inspired by, I don't know if you can see in the background, I live on a lake here in Sudbury, and it was inspired by the lake and the water that I live very close to, and I'm fortunate, very privileged to be able to enjoy throughout the seasons. Cherish the water, wonderful water. Cherish the water, cradle of life. Low beyond value, lake's treasure replete. Given so freely by nature complete. Listen a while to the surge and retreat. Rhythm of power, the prayer repeats. One water, the rain and the stream. One water, the sea and the dream. One water, the marsh and the flood. One water, the tear and the blood. Cherish the water, wonderful water. Cherish the water, cradle of life. Always in motion, the swell and cascade. Rising and falling in endless parade. Sun's rays dance over, scattered, remade by water's reflection, a vibrant display. One water, the rain and the stream. One water, the lake and the dream. One water, the wave and the flow. One water, the ice and the snow. Turn of the seasons, tides follow the moon. Moisture congeals in crystals that bloom. woven flakes lacy for ice winds to groom, or Helen eyes clear, cold as the tomb. One water, the rain and the stream. One water, the sea and the dream. One water to drink and to bathe. One water to cherish and save. Cherish the water, wonderful water. Cherish the water, cradle of life. Cherish the water, wonderful water. Cherish the water, cradle of life, cradle of life.
Wow, what a terrific, I don't want to say conclusion to our, because this is just the beginning of our environmental continued activism, but what a wonderful way to finish this session. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I was going to ask if we could turn the recording off and everyone can then unmute for a minute to say anything they want to say to another person.